low bikini bottom. I need to stop saying that in every single clip I make. So BookTubeAthon happened, and if you didn't notice, I uploaded some vlogs that showed what I read over the course of the week. I did not participate in the video challenges because I didn't feel like it. And the past 2 years I've done this readathon, I've quit like 2 days into it because I give up. This year I had 3 days off the first half of the week, and then I worked the other 4 days. So the first 3 days I got a lot of reading done. The last couple days it was more of a struggle. I read 4 books total. I finished a series. Let's talk about it. Right before the BookTubeAthon began, I decided I was gonna just go for it, even though I hadn't planned anything out. So at that time, I was in the middle of Captive Prince by C.S. Picot. Therefore, naturally, I decided to finish the trilogy during this readathon. So the second book was Prince's Gambit, and the third book was King's Rising. It's fantasy, but it's more of a political fantasy that doesn't have any magical elements to it. It follows a prince of a kingdom who is given to a neighboring kingdom as a sex slave. Long story short, it's about this man having to hide his identity as the prince in a neighboring enemy kingdom, and it's full of political intrigue. The characters in it are just so brilliantly executed and deep and angsty. It is just like everything you want in characters is in this. The first book I talked about for like 10 minutes in my wrap-up, my summer wrap-up, because there's so much controversy surrounding it, since the book does have heavy themes of rape and sexual assault and abuse and pedophilia. These 2 books stray away from that a lot more, so these were a lot more comfortable to read, and they didn't rely so heavily on that disturbing aspect of the world. Prince's Gambit, which is the second one, was my favorite. It's pretty much everyone's favorite. This one's a close second. Like, these are both so good. In comparison to the first book that I gave 3 stars, I gave both of these 5 stars. I didn't think I would ever enjoy reading like gay erotica, but I lied. If you think this is something you would enjoy, I just highly recommend picking it up. If you can make it through the first book, I promise it's no good compared to these 2. These grow so much. The war aspects of it become great. The angst in the characters is so good. I highly recommend this series. It's a new favorite of mine. I know a lot of skeptics are out there because the first book gets so much hate, which I totally understand, but once again, just try it. So I read both of those in like 2 days. It was so good. After that, I just decided I was gonna try something different, so I picked up this contemporary book called Amelia Ann is Dead and Gone. I love Kat Rosenfield's writing, so I was going into this loving it, got 84 pages into it, and was just so bored I had to stop reading it. So I'm mentioning it even though I didn't finish it, just to tell y'all, skip it. Inland by Her is really good, but this just dragged. There was too much relationship drama and I was not feeling it. So after that, I decided to pick up something that hopefully would be a little bit more interesting. So that was Room by Emma Donoghue, which follows a 5-year-old boy named Jack and his mother who are held captive in this room, and Jack has lived there his entire life. You learn the mother's backstory on why they are kept there. It is about them trying to escape and the question of, if they escape, can they live as normal people out in a normal world. I thought this was a really interesting book. The entire thing is told through the perspective of that 5-year-old boy, and so it's very interesting to see a very traumatic lifestyle being told by someone who's 5 and doesn't understand and doesn't know anything other than the room. So that aspect of it was really, really fascinating. However, the pacing of this book is a little bit awkward because the place where you would think it would end happens in the middle of the book. You're kind of just left like wading through a lot of weird and unnecessary scenes. It did get boring and it lulled toward the middle of it because it was sort of anticlimactic, but I finally realized that the ending of this book really does help shed some light on the situation that they were in. I thought it was really interesting. I thought it was told really well. The writing style can be a little bit jarring at first because it is a 5-year-old telling the story, and he does have his own vocabulary, and sometimes he refers to nouns as if they're people. And also I tried to listen to this on audiobook, but I got like 1 sentence into it and went nope, because it was like the annoying children voice, so I did not go through with that. I did really like this, and I know that this book can be often found in used bookstores for pretty cheap, and I would recommend you pick it up if you can find it because it was really interesting, really fast and gripping, and I gave it 4 stars. So the last book that I picked up for this readathon, I read in the last day, and it was Highly Illogical Behavior by John Corey Whaley. This is a contemporary novel about a boy named Solomon who has agoraphobia, which means that he has such severe anxiety that he hasn't left his house in 3 years, and this book follows him in dual perspective with a girl girl named Lisa who wants to be a psychologist, and so she decides that she wants to fix him, so it's her mission to get him out of the house. I thought this book would be a lot better than it was. I think mainly the reason I'm upset is because I was let down based on what my expectations of this book were, so it was just something completely different than what I was wanting, which is the major reason why my reading experience was hindered by it. I just didn't like the actual plot that it ended up being. It seemed very twisted. I did not like Lisa at all. She was very manic and rude and intrusive, and I know even if she was supposed to be like that and she was supposed to change and see the error of her ways, she was still very annoying, and I don't think that the ending had quite enough of a self-realization shift, and that was a little bit frustrating. This book went by a little bit too fast. It's just under 250 pages, so it was a bit rushed at the end, I felt. Every single time I read John Corey Whaley, I'm a little bit underwhelmed by him because there's so much hype surrounding him and where things come back, but I didn't enjoy that one as much either. I like that there were like twinges of LGBT stuff in there, but some of it was just really underdeveloped, and the relationships in this book went nowhere, and it was really confusing. This book just felt very halfway done to me. Like, there are several things that I think could have been executed way better. The anxiety factor of it was done well. The main character suffers from panic attacks, and I know that John Corey Whaley has anxiety, so there's a lot of truth in how he describes having a panic attack and having anxiety. There could have been a stronger message delivered about anxiety and the fact that it doesn't go away overnight and you can't quite cure it. It's just hard to gauge. I mean, I liked it, but it wasn't the best thing on earth. Would I recommend it? I don't think so. I gave it 3.5 stars. If this sounds like something you'd be interested in, there might be way better books out there about agoraphobia. You might want to research those first. But yeah, it was short, so I don't really mind that I didn't enjoy it too much. And that concludes everything that I read for BookTubeAthon. I'm just happy that I finally went 1 year and made it the entire week. Maybe next year I can actually do like the video challenges too. Okay everyone, that's all I have to talk about. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.